Bring it back, 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 back. Bring it, keep it back, 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 back. Look at all this, bring it. Back, 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 bring it. Look at all this, bring it back up, up, 'cause it's lit. Look at all these chicks, whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back, 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 back. Bring it, keep it back, 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 back. Look at all this, bring it back, 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 back. Bring it, keep it back, 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 back. Look at all this, bring it. Back, 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 bring it. Look at all this, bring it. Keep it back, 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 back. Look at all this, bring it. Look at all this, bring it.
Now move your body, it's just a beat. Move your body. move your body, it's just a beat. It's just a beat.
Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome back to season 4 of the T-esports Championship. My name is Amy's House. Tonight we are still in round 4 of the Swiss for League of Legends. We have 2 matchups coming up tonight. The first one will be an elimination matchup. It will be between Zero Tenacity and Lenovo Legion Honved, an Hungarian team and a Polish team, almost a full stack Polish team. And it is, I will say, very interesting to see Zero Tenacity being a 1-2 and now having such slim chances to getting into the playoffs because last season we saw something different and now they're in such a position. I hope they will play much, much better and they will show us their skill better. Also, Lenovo Legion Honved, we saw them playing last season of TEC Season 3. The second matchup of tonight will be Harmony and Mouth Breathers. Also, I would say Mouth Breathers were a team that we were expecting more from, but they seemed to fail at the mental aspect of the gameplay. A little bit of tilt went a long way, it seemed, and tonight maybe they will come with a little bit of different roster, and we will see how that goes. But those are our matchups for tonight, and of course your casters will be Lucho and Scarf with you here. I can't wait to have them over and jump into the first matchup and the draft for Lenovo Legion Honved versus Zero Tenacity. I wish them all the luck. We already have some teams that have secured their spot in the playoffs and will be on their way to the playoffs phase, and hopefully semifinals and the grand finals in Budapest, Hungary in November, and taking a piece of that prize pool of 30,000 euros, which is allocated for League of Legends, because the total prize pool is 100,000 euros. That's right, we don't have just League of Legends. We have 4 different games in this tournament, and we will be watching League of Legends this week. This weekend, we'll be back with Brawl Stars. Next week, League of Legends again, and then we finish up with Rocket League. We've already sent our finalists from Counter-Strike 2, so we have a little bit more to go in this tournament. We're almost more than halfway through. Everybody take your snacks, take your drinks, and let's get ready for matchup number 1, Lenovo Legion Honved versus Zero Tenacity. See you in a bit.
Hi, hello. We are back. It is the final round of Swiss. Well, still a few games left to be played, but it is the final round, you know. And first match of the day, Lenovo Legion Honved. I believe that's the English pronunciation. I don't really know how to pronounce it in Hungarian. On the other side, it's Z10 or Zero Tenacity, and those two teams are gonna be fighting for the playoffs here as well. Or no, is this the elimination match?
I think they are both. Yeah.
It is the elimination match. Okay, so this is the elimination match. The second one of the day is going to be the promotion match. So one of these teams might just be saying goodbye to the grand prize of potentially 12,000 euros. We've learned our lesson. That's the number 1 prize pool that you can get here. So
yeah, and actually both orgs are playing against each other. I don't know when was the last time that happened, because it's a jumbo mix of players and teams, and not all of the teams are actual orgs.
Yep.
But this time around, yeah, it's an org versus an org, as you've said, Hungarian. And Zero Tenacity, Polish/Serbian, I think it was founded in Serbia, but now mostly Polish, I think, players play for Zero Ten. So yeah, I'm not even sure anymore. Ambassa, Rise, and Zaya. You've mentioned Zaya as maybe not that how do I say, played
not as much of a priority.
overall. Yeah, paired up with Rakan, she's pretty nice, but just by herself, we haven't seen her being played that much. But I guess Lenovo thinks it's such a priority that it gets banned in first rotation.
Yeah, it is quite interesting. And then the Kaisa ban, of course, will come through, kind of denying the probably safest kind of scaling all-around good damage dealer in the current tournament. It's going to be the first pick, Sion.
Sion first pick, it's actually
Quite interesting.
Yeah, I think it's actually very interesting. I don't know how big of a priority the Sion is. Obviously, they do have to pick first pick top lane, which Sion is good, but not picking J4,
Not
Xin,
picking Orianna.
Orianna, Wukong,
Rumble. Oh no, Rumble's banned.
There you go, Orianna, now J4, Xin, and I think they've won. Like, they even banned Poppy for
the
J4 or Xin or Wukong.
Yunara, actually, it ends up being locked in. Also, another champion that we've consistently kind of seen in those first few games. She's really good, scales quite well. You've mentioned how funny it is that, it's basically built on hit and not crit.
Yep.
So it is quite interesting, but Yunara, I think, is really good. I think she's kind of found her really good spot in the current meta. She outscales, I think, almost all of the other champions that kind of end up being picked. She has that big dueling potential.
There's one
Here
that
he
scales
comes.
even better.
Yeah, that is interesting because we've seen Smolder banned yesterday, I
Yeah.
believe, but we haven't actually seen him picked. So
Yeah.
now we get to experience the dragon.
Yeah, but this is very, very interesting because now you have scaling top lane and ADC Wukong. Yeah, very, very nice pick. I think the J4 will just be picked here.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. But okay.
Welp.
Well, it is a counter pick to Wukong.
Yep.
We did talk about it some days ago.
But that's quite a lot of AP, honestly, already.
Yeah, I agree completely. Definitely will have to pick a bruiser top lane, but yeah, you have a scaling weak side top laner and scaling weak early ADC, although in the bot lane it is a bit easier. Obviously, the support plays a big role, but still not a lot of early game presence.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wukong is great in early, so I think a strong early game mid laner will have to be picked here just to, you know, do something in skirmishes, get
Yeah.
the first drakes, the grubs, fight, because Smolder and Sion very, very weak early game.
Yeah, Alistar will be taken off the table, and so did Nautilus, so that's two already quite good engage supports. Akali also was banned here. I think they kind of recognized what you just said, having that really good early game champion on mid lane that can kind of, even though if she is playing into a ranged matchup, I still think that going just Doran's Shield, Second Wind,
Yeah.
obviously with those spots, I think she can just handle that, kind of scale safely probably to like level 6, and then level 6 with her ulti, she of course has the potential to dodge the shockwave, so that would be, I think, quite a rough matchup. Also, Rel here will be banned, so 3 supports in second phase gone. I am wondering, what do you go for now, because Poppy is also banned.
Yeah, well, most of the engagers picked here. I think Blitzcrank would go crazy here for Zero Tenacity. They do have the pick now, or what else aggressive is left there? Rakan, I think he's very fine. Aatrox picked against Sion. Obviously, he's going to have such an easy time
Yep.
against that immobile tank. Obviously, top is going to be strong side for Zero Tenacity.
Yeah, do you maybe just go like full on peel for Smolder now on support? I'm kind of wondering what the angle is going to be, because they got to pick the
Maybe-
mid laner.
Yeah, maybe even
Also the
Rakan
support.
for them. Combination for Wukong, yeah.
Yeah, quite good.
They do need something strong with a good engage. So it's going to be a bit easier playing around both sides now. Rakan is very strong, paired up with a bruiser like Wukong. He can just jump on him to shield him, then he can engage from his body.
Yep. Well, now see what the mid lane pick ends up being. I mean, I would kind of love to see maybe a Silas or something of that sort, but I still think that there aren't really good ultimates to kind of yoink. I think the Shockwave is good. Sleep as the Silas is also kind of wonky, I believe, especially with getting
but
those
the
stacks.
Aatrox ult with healing.
Yeah, that's
That's
probably the
nice.
best ultimate that he would be looking
yeah,
for. Like,
but no, yeah, I agree. Obviously, Shockwave, he can't propel it like Orianna can with
Yeah.
her ball.
He's gotta go in.
Yunara are completely useless. Lilia are, maybe you get one guy.
yeah.
But yeah, Hui just a solid mage
I
in the
mean,
meta.
with the Leona, I think that was genuinely maybe a Silas angle.
Yeah,
Because the
But
Leona ult
obviously-
is a nuke.
the last pick, yeah.
Yeah, and also Aatrox would have been quite good, but hey,
it's
no hindsight.
Yeah.
On the other hand, though, Hui, once again, quite a nice scaling option. Also outranges overall, like the Orianna, if they kind of want to go in. There's the fear, there's a lot of CC that he can kind of get. With disengage also, where you just get knocked up, and then Sion rams into you, he's going to be free firing. Like almost every single piece of artillery that he has to his name is going to be free.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be no missing that.
Yes,
So,
especially with Rakan, Charm into a knock-up, as
Yep.
you've said, into a knock-up. But yeah, we'll see obviously a bit better of a combination with AD AP, unlike the Lily Orianna with double AP. Mid lane should be pretty chill, I think, for Hui. Orianna, I think, is stronger pre-level 4 or 5. I think pre-Lost Chapter. Then after Lost Chapter, when Hui can actually just spam his abilities, he obviously outranges Oriana, and I think he should be chilling. But we'll see. Yunara now obviously a lot more aggressive than Smolder, maybe even stronger, getting a component or two. Paired up with Leona.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, and Rakan doesn't really have that straightforward of a disengage to a Leona. Maybe he can disengage a Nautilus. If he gets hooked, he just knocks him up and dashes back. I feel like into Leona, she can just always throw the ult on Smolder. She can always dash. You can try to cancel her dash with the knock up, but it's difficult. And then Yunara is free to do whatever she wants, so yeah, it's going to be tough.
Bot lane definitely is going to be quite rough. I was also kind of wondering, like you said, that like Blitzcrank would kind of go crazy. And I actually agree, because imagine if somebody pulls you in and there's now a Lilia W that's like basically guaranteed to hit the center. There's a potential, maybe a Shockwave. Yunara can just free fire. I think that lane would also be quite deadly. But with Rakan obviously being able to escape the clutches of Blitzcrank quite easily, I do really love the Leona. I'm kind of wondering now, with the scaling aspect of having Smolder on bottom lane and having Sion on top lane, even Hui isn't necessarily that good early. I think there's a lot of these holes kind of in the early game to even like the earlier parts of the mid game, where it feels like Z10 just might actually abuse them. And I'm kind of wondering, do you think that those gaps can kind of be covered by just literally letting every single objective go? Do you even play for them, or what's going to be the angle? What do you think?
Yeah, I'll see. I mean, obviously it depends how they play it out, but I think the jungle mid is solid. I think that's the most important map, duo or aspect of the champ select. The jungle mid duo, I think they're doing completely fine in that aspect. Hui, the same as Oriana, just mages, and Wukong being a bruiser, very very strong. But we'll see. I mean, Smolder can output a lot of burst damage early on with his ult, with WQ, but then after you use it, you're basically a caster minion. So, I mean, it depends, Smolder can dish out a lot of damage to burst someone, and if they do found the pick, then it doesn't really matter that they're weaker if they're playing a 4v3 now. So, yeah, I mean, it all depends, and Smolder does have great setup. He has Rakan, obviously the Wukong. Hui can dish out so much AoE if they are CC'd and grouped up.
Yeah, also, the cleanse kind of accidentally, I suppose, having a bit more value, because Leona did go Ignite, so cleansing maybe the stun and the Ignite, that's going to be quite a good summoner spell to have, especially on Smolder, who kind of wants to sit back a bit, scale, get those stacks up, and burn people away.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, she didn't use Smolder's gonna go cleanse. You have to basically into Leona. But Rakan is also pretty squishy, so maybe they can just go kill him. Yeah, Ignite goes off, heal is half the value, and they just flash on him. The stun is here again, and that's first blood for Volite. Leona having that 4 seconds cooldown on her Q is just so menacing. Level 1, you shouldn't really try to melee range into that, obviously, with the Aftershock being a keystone, unlike the spellbook.
Yep.
In those fights, and yeah, that was pretty just straight forward.
Yep. Wonderfully done. Even now, it feels like Sion is just slowly hammering away at Aatrox's HP.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's the thing that kind of should be happening, if I'm being honest. But Cozy not really having a cozy time.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. Aatrox is not the best champ early levels, but after level 5, having 3 points in Q, he should just be demolishing, so... Oh, but beautiful roam from N-kill. Flash is not enough to dodge the stun. Vasco flashes forward, but doesn't have cooldowns to finish the kill. Now here comes Paris to disengage them a tiny bit, but Vasco and Lagolinas both using their flashes. No Volite. 1v2, obviously the Rakan Smolder aren't that big of a threat. Zubac or Zubats invading. Pares, I think, getting the red buff, yeah, that's pretty nice, so he didn't lose out on anything. Very, very aggressive.
Yep.
But he did reset actually after taking first 3 camps. Getting a glowing mode.
Yeah, just spam those Qs faster.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. If it works, it works, as the saying goes.
Yep.
Woolite, that's a nice W. Dashes forward, but Smolder obviously is just gonna run away here. Ankel kind of stuck now, doesn't really have flash, but here come the rest of the Avengers. Beautifully done there. Posse immediately taken down. Perez, I don't think he can get much more out of this even now. There's a big scrap going on in the top lane. And overall, 3-0, 1K gold lead swinging into Z10's favor. Cozy now looking to maybe get a solo bolo of his own. Pulls Vizicachi back. He does have the flash if the need arises, but that's going to be a flash for flash and a solo bolo. And this is more of what I was kind of expecting from the Aatrox pick.
Yeah, very, very nice. I don't think Lenovo figured out that they are much, much weaker early game. I think basically every single champion in their team, maybe besides Wukong, like I said, Hui or Orianna is pretty much the same, maybe even Orianna a bit better in those early levels, but then you go off to invade, trying to find a peak on Leona that has the Aftershock. She's just so tanky, endless. Obviously doesn't have the barrier. Vulai just picks up the kill. It's his third already, but Zubak does get traded back. But that is a kill on Posse.
Yeah, Rakan getting the kill obviously makes this a lot more worth for the bot lane of Z10, as the wave is also shoved in. Rakan still kind of stuck there. Wukong couldn't really help out. He was kind of looking to maybe do so, but couldn't have joined them in time.
Yeah, now Vulai is 3-0, endless, losing wave and a half. Very, very behind, almost a full level. Like half a level. The Silent comes in and hits the turret and he won't do a scratch to Vasco, gets taken down, and Enkel trying to find an angle on Lagolinas, but he almost kills him with, I don't know how he got on top of him after that, but yeah, Vasco lives.
I'm sorry, but like, what just happened? Why is there a Scion Death Train running through the mid lane between tier 2 and tier 1 turret?
You know what? Nice try, honestly. NT, I like the idea, but unfortunately,
the execution,
the execution wasn't there, but
no, I don't know,
thank
man.
you, he's bringing us content, so that's very
no,
nice.
absolutely.
But look at Silent scaling. He already has over 200 bonus HP from his passive on his W, which is more than a Ruby Crystal. So that's over 400 gold worth. I think 500, if my math is right. Yeah. So very nice. Obviously very smart from Cozy to take the grasp as well. As maybe, like, he did get a solo bolo, but I don't think he can perma just keep killing. But with Grasp, obviously Conqueror would be better in 1v1s, but with Grasp you can kind of match the scaling. They did change Aatrox, I think, a year ago to have more HP scalings on his E. He has increased healing, or yeah, I think increased healing based on his HP, so
makes sense,
it's
definitely.
very nice.
Shorter trades. Also late game when he bonks somebody with the passive Sundered and like everything combined, I think he's good. It's gonna do a lot of damage.
For sure.
Vizicachi now just slamming away at these
Vizicachi.
minions. I don't know. How do you even pronounce that? Like,
I don't know.
think it is Vizicachi.
Maybe it is right. I don't know really.
I think that's how I kind of remember it to be.
Yeah. Apologies, Hungarian brothers.
Yeah, names aren't really our forte, and
Yeah, honestly, next year we'll ask players to give us the pronunciation of their names.
yeah,
in
like a
the
voicemail.
Excel sheet. Yeah.
It's gonna be like when you sign up, you need to pronounce the name of every player like in advance. And if you substitute somebody, you also have to like resend the voicemail with the additional name. There's gonna be a knock up there onto
Ooh, there he
Vasco,
goes.
but I don't really think he's in that much trouble. Oh my god,
Sidestep
beautifully
that.
sidestepping
But
everything.
one more ability.
Shockwave.
She's so
Shockwave
slow.
whiffs
Not
though.
enough. Yeah, Lagolinas does have full Merc Treads, obviously not enough damage from him, but here comes the full Lenovo Legion team, all grouped up on those grubs. Do take 2 out of 3, forcing 0-10 back, but still no one is bot lane, so Kazi will do some damage on. Actually, they got all 3 grubs. I think Paris stole the first one from Zubat.
Zobats, probably.
Zubats.
I don't know. Yeah. So 2.2k gold lead overall now in Z10's favor, and now Enkill is gonna be locked down here. No, it's not Enkill. Enkill's gonna be the one doing the locking down. Vizichachi will be taken down. Beautifully down. Enkill, though, might actually pay for his engage, and yeah, the Scion Death Train, always active, always fun to watch, which now swings the lead in his favor, even though Cozy ended up kind of taking those plates bot lane. Maybe was looking to kind of get a bit more ahead on that Aatrox, because I think he should have been quite ahead by quite a solid margin by now.
But yeah, actually now Vizichachi is in the gold lead to Cozy, although he does have the bounty. Vasco could be in trouble, forced to flash out. That's very dangerous, especially because Puss is on level 5, he's going to be level 6 soon, and when he comes with that ultimate, there is no escape from the Charmer.
Yeah, also I'm quite happy that they're finally sending Woolite back to match the Smolder, because if you leave a melee champion in the lane with Smolder, he's just going to be free stacking away, and he's going to get to his...
I mean, it is an Aatrox. Aatrox actually, you know, not a full melee champ, as his abilities have quite a bit of range and they are CC.
Yeah, but I mean, what we've kind of been seeing is Smolder kind of goes in, he Ws, he Qs, and then he flies away the second that Aatrox kind of wants to do something, and I think he just gets like, what, maybe 3 or 4 stacks basically for free in that interaction. As long as he uses his E properly, of course. But still isn't something you kind of want to see, just Smolder getting his stacks as quick as possible, so I do like the match. And even now with the jungler kind of hovering around bot lane, they might be even looking to dive Smolder if he isn't aware. He does have the ward, so I think some information has been relayed. Endless did use his ulti there to clear the wave. Cozy just smacking the Scion. Doesn't seem like we'll be seeing much more of that. Only 1.5 plates kind of left here on the bottom lane. Z10 in a good, solid position. Their mid laner and their ADC are ahead by quite a lot of gold. That's a full item completed on the Yunara, who's just, as you see, fearless, just going in. Doesn't care. He knows he has the follow-up of Leona, even though Leona still hasn't really hit that level 6. Maybe had she hit it, I think potentially one of these members on the bot lane would be dead. Rakan does have his ulti. He might be the one kind of fishing now with Wukong also. Following him slowly, the sweeper has been used. They have made their way behind the enemy lines.
Yeah, but still 0-10 bot lane, very cautious. Woolite so smart not to be overly aggressive, as Endless would escape from an all-in, and you risk a play like this. There goes the ward, and now they are completely fine. Woolite still chilling with 1.5k gold lead on Endless. 0-10, 2.2k overall ahead on Lenovo Legion. Nice trade from Cozy. Vizichachi very low on mana and HP. And Cozy is very menacing with that full Thunder Sky. Woolite goes all in on Endless, forced to flash out. Beautiful charm on Elki, but here comes Zubat, and they don't fully commit.
Yeah, the amount of damage that Woolite is doing is just absolutely insane. The level 9. The second he pops that ulti, he is immediately a threat, but it does seem like 3 people are gonna be collapsing, looking to stop them from taking those plates and, of course, taking the first tower.
Yeah, but now getting that plate, the wave, Endless being forced to recall, losing the wave. Now he's 2,000 gold ahead on Endless. 0-10, getting the Drake. Overall, 3,000 gold ahead on Lenovo Legion. They are doing fine.
3k gold, and it's, well, mostly on Yunara. She's basically just 2k up, so 2/3 of the way of the entire lead is in her pocket. Vizichachi will spot him. The back will be cancelled here as Vasco is just slowly running away. The slow on that W is of course quite good, and same with the move speed that it provides. So it's going to be an easy escape from him as Bossy is making his way towards top, rejoining Smolder, kind of warding as well. Getting those drive-by wards as Cozy is now also matching in the side lane. The healing from Sundered Sky is just absolutely insane, so I don't know if Vizichachi should be taking trades anytime soon.
Yeah, someone will need to buy Groovy's wounds soon enough. Also, the Lilia does heal quite a bit after she stacks her conk and with her passive.
Yep.
And why not just for the redemption as well on all team members? I think it will bring a lot of value, obviously.
Yeah, Rakan had to rush Mikhail's just because of the amount of CC on the other team. Because there's a sleep, and if you don't cleanse the sleep, well, there's going to be a Leona on top of you. So Mikhail's makes perfect sense here. As the item you kind of have to rush, I suppose, to keep your carries alive.
Inkil did take a lot of damage, but obviously he's in Leona, so when he does proc the Aftershock with his W, he just gets 300 armor. No problem at all.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing really on the map, so they're playing a patient game. Here comes Rift. Herald, they will try to force it, but the bot lane of Lenovo is on top lane. The TPs are coming in, both of the TPs, so all 5 members of Lenovo are on the top side. Meanwhile, Kazi's on the bot lane, does have the TP. Engage comes in on Vasco, flashes, but it's not good enough. It's not over the wall, but the shockwave is beautiful, so he does get away. Paris with a nice engage, but he's all alone in the middle of the whole Z10 team. Kazi being a menace in the backline. Endless is hopeless against his damage. Double kill for Woolite. Meanwhile, Pauzy is drowsy. He doesn't get taken down, get traded back. Enkill dies in his team, but he's the only one. And 3 members of Lenovo. Oh, he finds the shutdown on Woolite in his passive. But now Lagolinas is a bit too far ahead and gets taken down.
Yeah, I can't believe he just he found him, just smacked him left, right, good night. Picks up a, what was it, like 500 gold shutdown, I believe?
From Yunara.
Yeah.
700.
It was the full 700. Okay, so that's a big cash out that Sion is going to get. But do you really want all your gold on Sion?
I mean, why not, you know? He already has 700 extra HP from his double passive. So he's a beef boy for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, obviously 2.7 thousand gold lead on Woolite to Endless. We're going to see the replay one more time. Yeah, Par is completely alone there. Kazi, nobody can stop him. I mean, the Sion Q is so slow, so predictable. Pazi does do a good job of stopping them for a bit, but it's just not enough.
Yeah.
And Vizichachi greeting for Vasco doesn't find the kill, but he somehow walked all the way to Woolite. Obviously he had to kite Lagolinas as well, but for that Lagolinas does get punished. And overall a 4-4-2 trade.
Yep, that's going to be another pickup from the side of Z10. They're just leveraging the strength of Yunara perfectly.
Yeah.
Moving her around the map.
And now a 5,000 gold lead for Zero Dynasty. Quite a bit this early on, not gonna lie.
Quite interesting here though, that Aatrox immediately just goes for Shojin as second item. No cleaver, no nothing yet. I think they might actually need to build one, as Sion is gonna be, as you've said, a beefy boy, and he's gonna be stacking quite a lot of armor.
But I mean, the play was just run around him like, oh, he's just a Sion. Who cares? His Q wind-up is so slow. He's definitely menacing as a tank, but I feel like they can just ignore him. I mean, Pasi needs to engage. I don't think he can really peel that much for his team.
I mean, effectively they did that last fight. Sion was kind of stuck dealing with Vasco, and now the trigger has been pulled. There's going to be double knock up there onto Endkill, who is not going to be making it out of this one. Yunara now slowly stacking away, as she might be looking for something. Does have that ghost, does also have the ultimate. Lethal Tempo will run out soon. So all of those stacks, unfortunately, will turn into nothing. Bossy pops the ulti, the Q here. Okay, there's gonna have to be a Zonia or the Seeker's pop. Woolite now, not in a good spot, being chased down. Will he make it out of that one? He will not. It's another shutdown here. That's been claimed. 700 gold in the meantime, claimed by Aatrox. And now the re-engage Zubats. Can he make it out of this? No, it's gonna be the shutdown. Another one claimed for the side of Lenovo Legion. And everybody is losing their lives slowly. Vasco, he still gets Wukong. Now he, too, will be running out of this, but Cozy has rejoined the fight. He knows he took that turret, so he's looking for some more gold to kind of add to his collection. Ease forward, but will be knocked up by Posse, which I think will end up being a bit of a sacrifice, and I don't think that Endless can really get out of this, especially with the Leona ultimate now slowing him down. So Cozy just waiting to get in range, smack him up. In the meantime, Vizicachi claims a turret, and my god, what a hectic fight that was.
Yeah, it even looked quite good for Lenovo finding a pick on Enkill for basically free, but obviously still they are the scaling team that's behind in gold by quite a lot. So when all of the members from 0-10 eventually came to the fight, it was pretty straightforward. Just stat checked out the wazoo. And now it is so difficult. Vizicachi very aggressive, trying to find Woolite. Flashes on his face, gets slowed, but Woolite dashes out of the range. Pass even engages, but no one is on the Woolite. He's free to fire away. Zubats does take quite a lot of damage. Vasco TPs Enkill next to him to help him out. Woolite gets knocked out. Now he doesn't have any summoner spells, but Paris doesn't find the kill. The Herald has been spawned. Cozy finds the first pick of the fight. Currently 5v4 situation. Paris is on the run. The car is chasing him away. Double kill for Cozy. And now they have slowed down. The Rift has even collided with the tier 2. And they're going to take this Drake without any resistance.
Yeah, I think it's quite funny that Sion is kind of known for being a train, and now you have a car.
Yeah.
On the other side, like, okay, I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
Here's a Toyota Supra. Oh, wonderfully done. Otacon has been spawned. Cozy slowly chipping away at him, as it does seem like Lenovo Legion is looking to kind of make way back into this fight. The DPs will come through. The Cyan Q quite good here onto Enkill, who's trying to find the space. He dashed forward. That's going to be a nice stun. Cozy already on the back line, but the double Cyan knockup could prove to do some damage. Zubats somehow survives. Cozy still just smacking the back line. Does find the W, connects it wonderfully. Double kill overall for Cozy as he's looking for a triple. I don't think anybody can stop this Darkin, as it seems like the Otacon will be claimed as well, and the lead is just continuing to grow by the second.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can stop the monster that Cozy is now currently. Like I said, obviously Sion very tanky, but he can just basic attack. He doesn't even have time to charge the Q. Lagolinas will not get pulled back. Pares is on the offensive on Woolite, trying to kite him out, but the knockup from Cozy is beautiful as well. Lagolinas does find the kill on Woolite, but does he get away? I don't think he does. He doesn't have the flash. Vasco is here to help out, and Cozy smacks him down. 8 kill from him now in a 1v3 situation, and the CC chain is beautiful. Actually, if he didn't wind his abilities in basic attack, it's under. Maybe there was potential.
Okay, he first of all went back, immediately bought the entire Death's Dance, then switched his boots, and then upgraded. That's the amount of gold he had in his pocket.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna pretend that I never had Ninja Tabis. Got CC'd for 10 seconds, then went and sold them.
Yeah. He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm done, dude.
Bought Merc Threads. Yeah, a classic for sure. But yeah, I mean, 4,000 gold healing.
Interesting that he didn't even like kind of consider maybe Sterak just for the tenacity alone, but now he's kind of already quite good on that part.
I mean, because he just kills everyone so fast and so effortlessly, I feel like. Lagolinas is such a free target, Endless, of course, being the smolder, and there's just no peel, no direct way to stop his rage, to stop his attack. But he's not alone in this fight. His team for sure backs him up. Every single member of Zero Tenacity is ahead. With Woolite having 3 full items, same as Cozy and Vasco. Almost finishing Rabadons, which is going to be such a huge spike.
Yep. 3 items, completed boots, waiting for the smaller to kind of activate. I don't really know how much does it say. Oh, it does say how much stacks he has. He's on 201, 225 obviously needed to get that final upgrade. Cozy now spots Lagolinas, who is looking to kind of escape, but Zubat's already on the flank. Will be charmed now. That's a knock-up. That's a beautiful Zonias there. Might even make it out of this one. He will, so overall a 1-4-0 in this trade. As we do see that Vasco kind of needed to go bot. They are wary of Sion. They know that he's up to his usual shenanigans. Just go, split push, rejoin the fight, be a big tank. Now the only question is, 9.2k gold lead down. Whew, what do you do? What's the angle?
Yeah, the tempo has definitely slowed down, but still 0-10 got 6 full turrets on the map. Lenovo with only 1 turret, which is the tier 1 top lane. The map is so close down from them, and the Baron has spawned, which is very, very important objective here, obviously, because if 0-10 does get it without any resistance, I feel like it's just going to be a straight path to victory. Lenovo, I don't know if they hit those spikes yet to feel the scaling that they have. Enkel locks down Pares beautifully, but nobody.
Yeah, no follow-up,
close.
unfortunately. So with that, it's going to be the Battle of the Midwaves and the Battle of Vision, as it does seem like Paras almost kind of ended up losing his life there by trying to clear those wards. Cozy does connect that W, as now Smolder is burning away at their HP. So that is a thing that they kind of need to consider. He has reached his stacks. He's 3 items. So this little dragon is now starting to hurt quite a bit. Once again, though, Vizichachi on that front line, as they are looking to kind of shred him down now. Woolite already stacking that lethal tempo. Unstoppable is what he'll be, but will he be unkillable? No. Enkel now on the engage. Aatrox will get knocked up. The redemption has to come through, otherwise Enkel would have died. The shockwave there wasn't even used. Nothing really of these like really big ultimates ended up being used, so now they're kind of leveraging these ultimates to try and get some space, get the Drake, and that's going to be an Infernal Soul, and if anybody's going to hurt, oh boy, it's going to be the carries on the side of Z10.
Yeah, Zobas did a very beautiful flash Q with a 3-man ult, but the Mikhails from Archon is doing such good work against those type of CCs, and seems like Lenovo is striking back a tiny bit. Obviously, Z10 are very much so still in the driver's seat, are in taking the initiative, but I feel like Lenovo aren't just getting ran over. I think they do have some power to fight back now, but obviously the Baron is going to be the deciding factor.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
and it's going to be a lot of the jungle that they've been kind of continuously losing to Z10. That's a lot of gold missing.
yeah, I mean, it's just all or nothing on this fight, honestly. If Lenovo does win the fight, they get a ton of shutdowns, they get the Baron, which means they come back and scale, and if Z10 wins this, they just end the game. Vizichachi locked down for now, there's some damage, Enkel does get knocked back, but Cause is so beautiful on the back line, but Paris actually disables his engage. Enkel is very low, Vizichachi taking some damage, but he's so tanky. He's getting sleeved, and I think he just dies, and Pazzi obviously has to back away. So low, Enkel is as well. Vizichachi cannot do much in his passive. Endless very low, Quasi flashes forward, but it's not enough. But they are still all so low on both teams, actually. Maybe Lagolinos could chase them down a tiny bit, but yeah, I don't think so. Actually, they
I
have
think this
a
fight
lot
could
of
have genuinely
HP.
been turned on its head if it wasn't Hui's ultimate that ended up landing onto Enkill. If it was on some maybe more crucial target, I could definitely see them even winning this fight, because Vizicachi just tanked everything. Like 5 members of Z10 were hitting him at one point, and now the Baron, it was essentially given to Z10 as they are looking to close this game out. They don't really want to let Lenovo Legion kind of keep farming up, keep scaling, because those late game carries, once they come online, the fights are just going to get harder and harder now.
Yep, of course. But the third outcome of the fight, which is nobody dying except one person. So yeah, we'll see the Z10 have extended their lead by a tiny amount now to 12,000 gold. And they do have to do a lot of damage here. As you said, the longer the game continues, the better it is for Lenovo. Only the tier 3 turrets remain. I think it's very important to get an inhibitor or two to really move this game to the next stage for Z10, because if they don't, it's going to be so hard to break through.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this turret is probably just going to end up falling. There's going to be a drowsy here, kind of popped here by Zubats. A bit preemptive, I will not lie, but I guess it's kind of stopping the engage, so they can freely just take care of this tower. On the other side, they're playing a 4-1, so Cozy here has been sent to kind of deal with mid lane. 2 people actually needed to kind of even attempt to stop him now. That's how fed this Aatrox is. And now that's not really the best position to be in. Vizicachi probably going to get taken down. The ultimate of Smolder mows down 2 people, but it's just not enough damage. But the damage over time is quite good. Zubats immediately flashes forward. That's going to be a double kill from him. As they do have those minions, I think they are looking to end. Wei has completed his 3rd item. Now they're just kind of dodging and weaving, and it does seem like Zubats will have to pop his Zhonya's Enkill now, looking for that engagement. He will not find it, but the salams of Cozy are just too much to handle, as Woolite is just going to be taking care of that Nexus quite freely.
Yeah, at the end they were a bit too much ahead after the Baron, 12,000 gold. Yeah, it was very, very hard. Huey getting his 3rd item only at the very end. Obviously, Endless did have 3 items for quite some time. He did have 300 stacks, but the setup is so difficult because Pasi is so squishy on his Rakan. Paredes just gets completely disabled by Lily. Obviously, that was the counter pick, and Vizicachi just being a standing mountain that takes damage but doesn't really do anything besides that.
And I feel like it was kind of the issue that even in draft we kind of mentioned, like there are so many early to mid game holes in that draft, in that team comp, that Z10 can just abuse. And not only did they recognize it, they ended up essentially playing perfectly around them, getting Woolite ahead. Cozy kind of ended up grabbing those plates and a lot of those little funny moments that ended up kind of happening all over the map. So good for them, as they have now gone 1-0 in this series, and we'll see if Lenovo Legion can come back or if this is all going to be spelling doom for them. So we'll be taking a small break and we'll be back with match number 2.
Back up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back. Bring it, keep it back. Look at all this, bring it. Bring it. Look at all this, bring it back up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back. Bring it, keep it back. Look at all this, bring it back. Bring it, keep it back. Look at all this, bring it. Bring it. Look at all this, bring it. Keep it look at all this, bring it. Look at all this, bring it.
Now move your body, it's just a beat. it's just a beat.
And we are back after the short break after the game number 1 between Zero Tenacity and Lenovo Legion Honved. Zero Tenacity currently in a 1-0 lead against Lenovo.
Yeah, the draft from Lenovo, I think, was quite concerning, as I've already said before. I think those gaps early game were just too huge. You can't really have not a single lane that can either enable your jungler without basically having any prio on like all 3 lanes, or just have a winning lane or something that you can kind of rely on in that early to mid game. They just basically didn't have anything. And now we'll see. They are on the red side this time around instead of the blue, so that's what they kind of opted into doing. Rumble and Poppy immediately taken away by Z10. On the other side is going to be the Rise.
But you know, the thing is, obviously I agree with the draft part, but they still played like they had an equal draft. Like they could contest. Perez was invading with Smolder Rakan against Yonara. Vizichachi has gotten solo killed. I don't think it really matters that much in the top lane, but the swaps were stronger after the solo kill, obviously him being behind. But yeah, they still played aggressive. They still did force skirmishes, did force fights. Obviously did work out one time when they grouped up for grubs, taking the grubs, but in the meantime, Zero Tenacity didn't even want to contest, but because he was getting played bot lane, he got himself more ahead. So yeah, I feel like if they did play a bit slower, didn't rush into things.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier to play, absolutely. So now I'm kind of wondering, you said especially because they were kind of aggressive, is that maybe going to be the approach now? Pick more early game champions?
I mean, why not? They should, because every team so far on this tourney has played so aggressive. There have been always more kills than minutes in game, I feel like. So yeah, I mean, why not? Why should you even go for like a comp that a Chinese seed number 1 would pick? They would go 0-0 at 40 minutes and then they would have one team fight and end the game. You shouldn't pick for that if you don't play like that, obviously. So Azir has been first picked here for 0-10. Mel is the response.
Also, the two bans were the Ambessa and the Talia, which Ambessa makes sense, definitely, I would say. The Talia also kind of being banned out this early, and there's still a Syndra, there's still an Ahri. There's just so many champions that I think most teams would prefer instead of Talia, that this to me feels more so target banned than anything else. But yeah, Azir as a first pick, I am a fan. I am an enjoyer. Pantheon is also going to pick. That's going to be quite a good flex here that Lenovo Legion has taken into their draft.
So far, it's they're doing great in the aggressive part of the draft. J4, he has been left open. Now Wukong was picked last game, so I think this just opens up a Xin. Obviously, Pantheon, as you've said, flex. I think 90% he goes jungle.
Because jungle can be played top. I think top is just the secondary role now, and also
the support. Sure.
Really? You think so? Because I've seen more tops than supports.
In pro?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't. Maybe. Not sure.
I think at this point it was just a bit more on the engage handshake, because Pantheon, as good as he is, I still think he would just kind of go like a Thresh, a Blitz. Even though Thresh hasn't really been that popular in pro play for what feels like centuries now. And that's always been kind of the why. Like, some teams genuinely just really love Blitzcrank, and at that point maybe just add a little bit more utility from Thresh. So yeah, that's gonna be the Renekton here for the top. Also, Xante has been picked. So once again, it seems like Z10 going for having that Azir in the mid lane, being able to scale well but also do a lot of stuff early. Jarvan, of course, being the omnipresent ganking jungler. And Xante kind of being a really good scaling tank, but he can also fight. So it isn't necessarily such a, okay, you know what, I'm weak-sided, I don't care kind of lane. Into Renekton, though, I think it might be a bit more troublesome in those early levels, but I think once Xante just comes back with like 2 chain vests, he can just start contesting him completely in lane. So top lanes locked in, probably the junglers I would say are locked in as well, and so are the mid laners. So we've only seen the top side of the map. The Sivir has been banned, so I'm kind of wondering what else do you kind of ban now. Kai'Sa also hasn't been left through. So I'm wondering if they kind of want to focus on that, maybe pick Kai'Sa up, because at this point you kind of have the Pantheon, you have the Renekton, and Rakan was picked in last game. So I don't necessarily think we're going to be seeing a Xayah. I think one of the champions that could potentially be like either immediately banned or picked is Kai'Sa, because I just think she's such a good all-around champion. But we'll see. The Zeri ban, I'm quite intrigued by, honestly.
Yeah, I actually enjoy it quite a lot because they are 0-10 for now, quite frontline heavy and quite short range. Obviously, Azir being a bit short ranged, J4, Xante just frontline menaces, and Zeri is so great into those type of comps when she can just sit back, hit the frontline tanks. Doesn't necessarily have to do that much damage to them, but the damage bounces back on other targets, and she's so mobile. She can just be in a fight for so long and contribute so much. I actually think it's quite a good ban. So a lot of ADCs have been removed. And speaking of that frontline heavy, I would maybe like a Jinx from Lenovo. We haven't seen her played for a very long time, but I think she would work great here, just being so long ranged. Obviously very immobile, but I don't think the engage is that strong. It's pretty much just the Jarvan dash, I feel like. Or the Ezreal, very safe.
Yeah, extremely safe, but I don't really think he's going to be having that much fun into overall like a Jarvan and Xante. I definitely agree with you. I think a hyper carry would be a lot better. Also, Kai'Sa is open and kind of being the... You already have a Pantheon who has, of course, his Execute on his Q. Will probably be running Sundered and Cleaver. There's a Renekton as well who's going to be dealing a lot of AD damage. I feel like just kind of rounding that out with a Kai'Sa who can deal both
banned.
AD and AP. Oh, she is! Okay. That's unfortunate. I didn't see it in the first phase, but that makes sense. But I still am not really the biggest fan of the Ezreal. I think the Ashe here is just overall a much better pick. So, we'll see. Ezreal does get kind of ran down by Ashe.
And I don't know, I think
Leonard's
Braum as the
pick,
first
Rakan.
Bard.
Okay.
You know what? I
Bit ballsy.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean Ezreal does dash away. You know, Ezreal I think it's fine because they have so much damage. They have a bruiser top lane, not a tank. They have a bruiser in jungle who deals a lot more damage than the J4, and obviously a mage in the mid lane. So I feel like they are good with damage. So obviously.
Okay, the rel makes sense.
Yeah.
I was even kind of contemplating like with the amount of kind of the half-ish front line you have, are they gonna be able to like maybe pull the trigger, go for like that bit more like safer enchanter or something? But I know it's gonna be the rel. On the other side, it's the Bard, which I'm not really sure again that I'm the biggest fan of, especially with Ashe and now with the rel. And as you've said before, I think Braum here would be perfect. You have the Pantheon, the ultimate, he wants to go in, Renekton also, and rel, I think you were kind of maybe expecting it to either be like... Even though Ezreal Yumi hasn't really been that relevant for a while now, it's still solid, but I still think you would more so expect another engaged support. So I think that just going Braum here would be insane. But it's going to be the Bard. I suppose maybe setting up those big Shurima shuffles with the ultimate. I think we've seen a good Bard game before. So
that could be nice. They do have a bit of a wombo combo going on. As you've said, the Bard Azir and of course the J4 with his AoE. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel so bad the Braum wasn't picked because they are so AD heavy. Renekton, J4 and Ezreal just straight AD. Obviously Ezreal magic damage ult E, but doesn't matter. Mostly AD. Only Mel is the AP. And Braum does give only armor on his W, and as you've said, heavy engage, and Braum just works perfect for that.
Yep.
So
I would have maybe even liked to see a mage bot lane instead of the Ezreal. Yeah. I think that could have been good. Genuinely, because the other side has a Xante, they have a Jarvan. If you're playing like a Ziggs or something, like I don't really think there's a way they get to you, but also if you go like Leandries, that's gonna be melting the tanks as well. So, and another like Ziggs just being arguably just as safe as Israel with that W of his. So maybe a mage bot lane could have also been a bit of a play here, would also even out the damage a bit more. But
Woolite, yeah, running Ghost yet again. And of course Endless again with the cleanse. But this time around, is the cleanse that necessary?
I don't think so.
Especially in Israel, you shouldn't get Bard queued ever because you have a dash and the only CC left is the Ashe ult.
Yep.
Which is... Yeah, it's literally the only CC that he can cleanse besides the Bard Q, which of course shouldn't hit him, and then again you can apply the same logic to the Ashe or...
Yeah. No, absolutely, I agree. Even with the E, there's still a flash. I think they overall would just benefit a bit more by having another combat summoner.
Yeah.
I would have actually kind of liked to see an exhaust as well, especially when Ashe kind of starts popping off. Azir also has a lot of attack speed, so I just genuinely think exhaust could have been the play here as well. Go like exhaust heal, kind of smack them down in those 2v2s. But we shall, of course, see. Bozzy now on that ward in the middle bush. Just playing for some space, looking to kind of zone them out. But this is kind of the strength of the double engage. The cleanse here was popped quite early, and it's the Ashe. She's dealing a lot of damage. If Ezreal misses those Qs, the trade immediately goes in her favor.
Yeah, Woolite's movement was beautiful there. He's just dodging every single Ezreal Q, which he of course would get outtraded by Endless if those Qs did connect, but he's so confident, just running into his face, dodging everything, and of course the Q from Enkill was just beautiful, and now with the cleanse down, you being half HP, the pot was already used. But he does have cookies. But yeah, the pots are a bit better, especially when you're above half HP. Because biscuits are execution healing.
Yep.
If that term makes sense.
Legolinus that was kind of struggling a bit against the Azir.
Which I'm quite surprised by. So you're not as strong in the early, obviously Male does have a long cooldown, Zubat does the beautiful invade with EQ pairs, forced to flash out. I mean, he does live, but he lost his Hams, he lost his Flash. Legolinus with a beautiful double root, but there is no one here to deal damage. Zubat's a bit too aggressive. Legolinus flashes back, but he does get traded back, and that's a 1-for-1 with Woolite grabbing the kill on Zero Tenacity's side, but he did use Ghost, still has his Flash up.
Nicely done there. I kind of like the recognizing the opportunity that Z10 kind of created, and there was a quick response from Lenovo. Ended up only being a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Even though Woolite actually popped that Ghost, he was maybe looking to get closer to Paras as soon as possible, just to get those slows going. Does have the blue buff, but immediately gets flashed on the second his support leaves, and that's going to be a free pickup for the side of Lenovo Legion. I don't really think that he should ever put himself in that position, and also he died with Flash. And now it does seem like even Enkill might be taken out. Zubat slowly just chipping away at Endless.
Yeah, Endless did a very bad flash there. He flashed the EQ but still got hit by it, getting knocked up and allowing Zubat to come in range. Very badly played, but yeah, I would agree with previous statement. Prasi did do a beautiful flash Q, which was kind of unpredictable. Yeah, still Woolite did have the flash, should have just played a bit more backed off. But still, it is 2v2, Zubat's guaranteeing that trade back.
Yep. And we're starting off strong, 4 kills, 4 minutes. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, why would you ever pick scaling when you are all demons? You just want to go in, you want to fight permanently, like...
Yeah. Makes perfect sense. Just go for it. Vizichachi now goes for that ward. We'll be looking to proxy this wave, maybe even the next one, as he knows that Xanthi really can't do anything to him now. He also has the pot, so
Yep.
no damage shall be done.
Does hit the level 6. Now Vasco still better in those trades. Lagolina's just getting tier and boots, so no combat stats. It's your 10. Getting this Drake completely uncontested.
Yep. So it's gotta be the recall from Cozy. The TP back, of course, as it does seem like things are still being proxied. A potential solo bolo turns into a 1-for-1 as he got stuck right underneath that turret. It's honestly incredible how every fight just ends up being a 1-for-1.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very, very nice play by Vasco, but yeah, obviously beautiful E by Lagolinas. And Vizjachi did get traded by quite a bit. Zubats is now coming in. Kozi is so good at the CC. He does take a lot of damage. Kozi a bit too passive, I think, but still Zubats is quite strong. Vizjachi with 1 HP. And does Vasco getting range? Vizjachi still does have his flash. Bullet being ignited and is being exhausted. He's still on the run, but Zubats does get a kill in the end.
The first one that wasn't a trade.
Yeah. Wait, we'll see. Give them a minute or two. But, I mean, yeah, obviously Vizjachi being a bit too aggressive there.
Yeah.
The proxy was good, but he overstayed his welcome for sure.
Yeah.
Now
The
swap.
TP now is coming on bot. Seems like they are swapping lanes here again. He will actually spot and kill. Will stop his recall, but I don't really think he's going to be stopping Woolite anytime soon. So they're going to immediately march towards the top lane, as those swaps just continue to be quite pesky.
Yep, so Vasco now getting the blasting wand. The next time he goes in, it's going to be a lot more damage than it was previously. But we'll see. Lagolinas is still even in gold. I think he's a bit behind in level, or actually not. No, he is. Yeah. So Vasco will hit the level 8 much sooner. Then Lagolinas will. The crabs have spawned now in a few seconds.
I do just want to say that, like, this match feels somehow less bloody than the other one, and everybody picked fighting lanes.
Yeah,
I don't know what's up with that.
but
Maybe
I'm
it's the
sure
universe.
it's going to become a rally yet again. Kozi nice trades, misses the Q. Vizjachi a bit too aggressive, and Kozi does have the anti-heal, so those Qs are not healing him that much. And kill now in the crossfire of Perez. But still, 1v1 happening on the bot lane. Perez blocking a lot of damage with the E, but a beautiful combo from Zubats with the ult is not enough, but Woolite flashes in, securing the kill. Now Pazzi has his flash, getting slowed. Vasco comes in, Lagolinas does find the kill, and then kill, but oh, he does actually find the Woolite as well. Double kill for him, but now Endless and Pazzi are running away from Zubat. Vasco gets the double kill for his third kill overall, but the other mid laner as well finding a double kill, so the gold is still the same.
Yeah, it's a
between
fiesta. It does seem like Z10 will be taking those grubs. That's a beautiful kill. Just knocking those minions back. Here comes Pantheon though with that W. Now Conqueror immediately stacked. I do think Cozy is not really going to be able to make it out of this one. Just picking up as many minions as he possibly can. The cannon, unfortunately, will still stay alive, but that was a good response. I feel like just getting one back, as the grubs ended up kind of going completely into Z10's favor. All three of them. Now, taking those plates is going to be a bit easier, so they could possibly start kind of planning their snowball. The members of Z10 that are, of course, ahead, they are ahead by 400 gold, which is basically the the difference. The other lanes are kind of, I mean, sure, the top side is up by like 300, but like look at the mid lane, 57 gold is the difference. Like that's basically non-existent Z-bot. As it does seem like Z10 kind of waiting on that Drake. Enkel already sent on a mission to clear as much vision as possible, because with that they would get defeats of objectives, which would also, I believe, benefit them quite a lot, finishing up those boot upgrades.
Yeah, Zubats being the only Czech player in a full Polish team is playing so well this game. 6 out of 7 KP for the most in his team.
Nope.
I feel like he's doing the most. I mean, his champion does allow him to do that in the early game, but still, you have to pull it off mechanically and macro-wise. And they're now on the second Drake of the game, securing defeats of objectives, and I think they were the ones that secured feats of warfare, meaning they do now have feats of strength. And so much swaps happening. Finally, top laners are back to their lanes, but the mid laners and bot laners are
It's
still
been
swapped.
84 years since we've seen top laners actually be on top lane. Mid laners are on the bottom though, so
Something is happening here. They're just standing
Sus.
there menacingly. Someone cooked here.
yeah, we'll see though if it's gonna be a nice brisket or
But he's
perhaps
baiting them in
burnt
so
meat.
much that it just cost him his life. No.
Oh, even the ulti there hits
Yeah.
bossy.
No, he was playing with fire way too much, and he just got obliterated off the map. And now 0-10 Arena 2K 2 kill lead, 1.5k gold in the lead. Because I'm sure Lagolinos did have a bounty on his head, if I'm not mistaken. Endless, does he want to take this 1-1? I don't think he does. But Pantheon ult is coming in. Volite now without a flash might be in a bit of a pickle, but he's very fast even without a ghost, having those tier 2 boots. And his top laner is also coming in to help him escape. Pantheon still on the offense. Volite 1 HP after the kill. That was very dangerous. Zubats 1-1 against Lagolinas. There is no escape, and Vasco comes in to confirm the kill and get him that gold. 1.2k gold now ahead of Lagolinas when it was nothing 3 minutes ago.
Might even get the tower depending on how long he stays. Vizichachi is alive and does have the TP, but he kind of has his hands full in the top lane here with Cozy.
Yep, and killing a menace on the Bard.
Yeah, the turret was also claimed, so everything just going right for Z10. 3,000 gold up now. Most, of course, being now on the mid laner of Z10. That's Vasco. He's in a really good spot, 1.7k gold up. There's a bounty on him, 5-1-1. Unstoppable, pulls Vizichachi back, and he ults him towards the tower. Quite an interesting move, I will say, but...
yeah, but he used his flash, so
Yep.
no escape at all from him. Volite getting some plates down mid lane, and now this is a pretty big lead of 4,000 gold, and with those 3 grubs they're doing so much damage to these turrets. The plates are going to fall now, so the turrets are going to be so easy to take. Kraken on Volite. 2 items now on Vasco. That is such a huge spike for him, and I'm scared of seeing the next fight if 0-10 does play it well. I feel like they will just run all over the players of Lenovo, but beautiful play from Pazzi now. Vasco obviously does have such a big dash with his combo and kill now coming in to aid. The Ashul does connect onto Lagolinas with the connected Bard ult, and now Vasco just has a free R, but doesn't even have to use it. He's just going to basic him to death, and that's his 6th kill and the 6th death for Lagolinas. Paris does take the frog. Zubak is on the run, but here comes the rest of the crew. And now Paris is the one running. Vasco still does have his ultimate. The slow from Ryla is so annoying for Paris. Flashes back and manages. No, he gets stabbed. Just enough damage for the kill. That's the 7th kill.
Yeah, my God,
for Vasco.
they're destroying them bit by bit. It's tough to see because even now 5,000 gold up, Cozy just chilling, even gonna take the tier 1 at top lane. It feels like just every single part of the map is once again slowly but surely falling apart for Lenovo Legion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the tab. Obviously, overall 6,000 gold lead for 0-10, but still everyone so ahead of the counterpart. Even Cozy being 3 kills worth of gold ahead of Chachi, while Chachi did get the counter pick and did play into the quote-unquote weak side champion that is Xante, but of course we know he's not really. But yeah, still he got the counter pick off and...
Yep. He's never beating the weak side allegations, I don't think. That's just what a champion, what kind of champion he is. And kill will be spotted here. Posy will just kind of give him a tug with that lance of his, as now Zubats is slowly moving up, like upwards, but the thing that kind of happened and why my mind stopped, it's gonna be an ultimate here from Ashe. The knockup is good, but the re-engage also comes swiftly now with the redemption. They have all they need, slowing them down, beating them up one by one. The Ashe slows and the Rylai's. It feels like not a single member that can escape if they just get too close to him. It's just so rough. Vizichachi and Endless, they're looking to maybe scrap back, but the tier 2 will be claimed. No further contention as they move towards the Drake. That's going to be their 3rd Drake of the match as well. And a sad B, but a sad B for Lenovo.
Yeah, it really is. Now at 17 minutes, 8,000 gold lead for 0-10, 8-1-1. Vasco being worth 1,000 gold, being a full item ahead on Lagolinas. And everybody is now over 1,000 gold ahead on their opponents, on supports being close, but not what you want to see. And this time around, it's not the crazy scaling comp that Lenovo choose to draft. It's pretty aggressive, normal draft. I mean, you have Ezreal Mel's late game, I guess, but are those two enough? I mean, Ashe is also a very solid champion late game. Azir is as well. I don't think they're just late game powerhouses as they were last game. So I don't know how they come back from this.
Yeah, I don't think they do. That's just gonna be a rough city.
Yeah, now almost 3,000 gold ahead. Vasco. And yeah, I mean, all members of Lenovo are just standing behind their tier 2s, 4 turrets down already on their side of the map. Vasco goes in very aggressively, but for some damage. Vichachi does get knocked out, flashes away, he does live, but now Pazi is in the member. Is in the middle of all of the 0-10 members. They're taking down the second one. Zubats finds the double knockup connected with the Bard ult, but the Azir is dead. There is not that much damage. Wolai does solid damage, but he only finds one for the double kill. Now it is a 2 for 2. With 2 for 3, actually. Cozy is coming from the backline now. They're stuck under the turret with 1 HP. Cozy flashes forward to find the peak, and Lagolinas is the only one standing. Wolai grabs him. That's ace, everybody dead. Prazi did respawn, so they will actually have to stop the push, but obviously they did extend their lead with this.
Yep.
Not sure who actually got 1,000 gold bounty on Vasco, but that is pretty good for Lenovo.
Yeah, 8.3k, I believe. The highest we've seen last game was 9-ish thousand, I believe, before a fight. So things just keep kind of being rougher and rougher. I don't really know, because this time around it's not like they necessarily drafted a team comp that can just, you know, play well and scale late. This time around, I feel like quite a few of those late-game scaling doors have been shot. There's an Ashe, there's an Azir. All of those champions are going to scale quite well into the late game, and with a lead like that, things are only gonna get much worse. Even the Otacon now could be the point of contention, and I don't even know how do you contest Otacon when you're this far behind. 3,000 is the gold difference on those AD carries. If Ashe just sees you, she's gonna be able to run you down. You're gonna basically have no choice other than to not even get close to her, or you can just blow her up. That's one way to deal with a potential problem. Modern problems require modern solutions.
With a beautiful engage on the two members of Team 010, and Kill just gets obliterated, and now two members are dead with a full Lenovo Legion being alive. I don't think they will contest this. Quasi is also on the bot side.
I love caster cursing.
Yeah. I mean, Wulai just did get picked off for no reason at all, then Enkill dying with him. They are quite low, but Pazzi does it again with the beautiful flash Q, and he just gets obliterated. Kozi is here, but what can he do with Zubats? They are the engagers, they are the kind of tanky members. They don't have any damage at all, and this Arakan will just go into Lenovo's hands, and that is a way to get back into the game. They have lowered the gold lead by 3,000 gold.
Yeah, I just want to say Pazzi is a magician who just
really
did his trick twice.
I think even 3 times. I mean, he's just playing beautifully this game, and his team cashes in.
I'm baffled. Honestly, I did not expect this. Like, the first pick-off, sure. You know, it is what it is. But then the pick-up on the Azir, it's just like, okay, guys, like, are we gonna really let him just continually do this to us? Like, come on. Lock in. There's a Drake also, which will be spawning in around 15 seconds. So that might just be the next fight.
Look at the damage chart. It's actually endless on top of everyone, and Lagolinas being the second one. Volite having the same damage, but yeah, that is the game turning upside down.
Well, it
we'll
could be.
see 010 are still in a quite solid lead.
Yeah. I feel like if Woolite doesn't overstep, I
I
think the fights are like free. But if they do end up catching him, or well, even Azir, I suppose, because if you eliminate one of the two threats early on, I still think you can kind of sell the trick again, if you will. Jump on top of them with a Rel. Of course, it could be the Pantheon or even the Renekton who just flashes on top of you. So, if one of the targets dies, it is doable, I believe, pre-fight. If in the middle of the fight both are alive and kicking, then I think it's going to be a rough fight.
Yep, but 010 did get the Ocean Soul, and that's 4 against 0 Drakes on the side of Lenovo, meaning the items are not all there is to their stats. They are quite stronger currently, but of course it's the execution in the fights. Tier 2 gets taken down. Pazzi trying to find an angle, trying to do his trick again. Kozi does take a lot of damage here, but yeah, they will back off now. They are getting a bit scared by Lenovo. Rez finding some damage on kill. Will back off.
He's so tanky. Holy moly, that Bard is a chonker. Redemption and Locket. He's going full out, supporting everybody as best as he possibly can. Even now, though, with the 5.7k gold lead and, of course, the soul that Z10 ended up claiming, I feel like this style of play, just because of the soul, also favors them quite a bit. Just go in, waste their cooldowns, go out, and then, oh, we're back 30 seconds later and we're all full HP because of the crazy amount of regen that we have from this soul. Another ward here was placed by Enkill. Other than that, it seems like it's just vision warfare again. No objectives to really fight for, so I don't really think that Lenovo is going to pull the trigger like carelessly. as they've also kind of just found this micro avenue potentially to get back into this game. Even though the lead, even though it shrunk from like 8.3k down to like, what was it, 5.7 or something, it has now grown again to 6.3. So I feel like if they don't do nothing, the lead is again gonna keep getting bigger. But if they don't do anything, then it's just gonna be rough again. And now with the Baron spawning, they're gonna they're gonna need to fight, especially over vision, because there's a lot of wards here that were just cleared by Z10. They don't have any vision basically around Baron other than these two red wards.
Yeah, but look where Pazzi is standing. I don't think they have an idea. He is there as they had all the top side vision, and him taking that path. Nobody knows. He is waiting there menacingly, just waiting for his moment.
Yep.
But still, two of the damage dealers on Z10 side did finish their third items. Lagolinas having a third item on the Lenovo side, but Endless still not having that full Cyrilda. And the fight is on. Yeah, the one-shot combo on Zichachi, and the Lagolinas is next in line, does some damage, but that's it. Endless also getting taken down. There is no one else to help him, and the engage was beautiful. Zichachi just stepping too far ahead. Pares is the next one on the chopping block. The ult doesn't connect from Vasco, but it doesn't matter. That's 5 members
He was
of
still
0
just
to 10.
recalling.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Pazzi as he did. He was the one that kept this game going.
Absolutely.
For Lenovo, and he had this idea. Nobody knew he was waiting in their
behind
jungle.
the enemy lines.
Yeah, and to end like this is
Yeah.
very, very unfortunate.
Yeah,
for,
Pazzi was doing a
Lenovo.
Solid Snake cosplay. He was
Yeah.
playing Metal Gear Solid. Unfortunately, even though he was hiding in those bushes, well, basically everything came to an end before he could even do anything. With that, Z10 still in contention. I do believe that Lenovo Legion are now eliminated, as the first match here was for the elimination.
Yep.
The second one will be for playoffs. Before we, of course, announce who's going to do what and what else we have in store, I would like to, of course, say that Lenovo Legion, they've had a solid run. It is unfortunate that we'll be saying goodbye to them, but of course they can rejoin the competition potentially next year and maybe fight again for the bigger and the grander prize. With that, we'll be bringing Amy back. We'll be taking a small break before she comes back into the studio, so be back in a bit.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm here at the studio with Scarf. That was our first matchup of the day. Very beautiful. Best of 3 for Zero Tenacity. Sadly, we are seeing Lenovo Legion be eliminated out of the tournament. They played with us last season. Z10 also played with us last season. Even though I mentioned at the beginning that maybe we didn't expect them to be, playing more matches, that they'll be like 3-0 or something, but they did secure their spot in the playoffs. Now, is there something that Lenovo Legion could have done at all here?
Yeah, I think they just set a bad tempo with the first game. I feel like the draft was a bit too positive. It didn't work out in practice. I feel like they were just so weak. And okay, you are weak early game, but then you have to chill, you have to let some stuff go and play for the late game, but they still forced fights. And I feel like they maybe were under a lot of pressure. The next game being, only one game away from dropping out of the tourney. I did like the draft, honestly, but the execution on the other side was just better. I would maybe compliment Zubats there with his J4. I think he was just all over the map. He really forced a lot of good plays. And yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? I think they were just overall a bit better.
It was tough. It would be tough to come back at the second match of the best of three after that first game with Aatrox.
Yeah.
Very, very tough. Sad to see Lenovo Legion go. Thank you guys for participating yet again. We hope to see you again next season. Congratulations to Zero Tenacity securing their spot in the playoffs. And for the second best of three series of the evening, sadly we won't be seeing it because Team Harmony, due to medical reasons, had to forfeit the match. So Mouth Breathers basically got a free pass to the playoffs. Yeah, excuse me. Zero Tenacity is still going to play in the Swiss, actually, because it was an elimination match. But Mouth Breathers did secure their spot in the playoffs. They got it for free. I was hoping to see sort of a redemption from them for that previous matchup versus Team Excellent. But yeah. We'll be watching them next week when we get into the playoffs. Of course, we still have round 5 of the Swiss. And yeah, for the weekend, we have a Brawl Stars playoffs. So if you're into that, check that out. We'll be here much earlier, 1 p.m., both Saturday and Sunday. League of Legends next week. And then the very last week of October, we will have Rocket League. So yeah, we'll be seeing more of you. We'll be seeing more of Lucho next week on Monday. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, of course, Sony PlayStation for being a partner on this project. We appreciate you. Everybody, have a great weekend and have a good night. Bye.